Na, 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 na. Hello, everybody out there. Little Neil bringing us in on a Sunday. Crazy Horse. Everybody knows. Everybody knows this is nowhere. Neil Young, Crazy Horse. I'm sure I'll get sued for that. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's all right. A lot of stuff going on. It's amazing how much can happen in the world when you're just sitting on your couch and you're watching everything from our idiot in chief trying to lead us in this time of uncertainty by accusing doctors of taking masks and moving them out the back door of New York City hospitals. I mean, every day is just an insult fest with this guy. So, yes, the dice are loaded. I am really disappointed in what's happening in our country. I feel that we really have zero leadership. All the leadership has fallen to the hands of the governors. Anything our president has said does not work. So Steve Grannis wants to know how much I want for the pinball machine. Well, if you can beat the high score, we can negotiate. I'm at 1.1 million on it, and no one's been able to touch it now for, since I sat there for hours banging that thing to get it all going. So everybody out there in the world, I hope your country is taking care of you. Everybody in America, I hope you're all taking care of yourselves. It's every man for themselves out there these days. And it's good that we have different people in the world that can help us to sort through all the things that are happening to us. So I've been reading a lot about where the budget money's going, where the $2 trillion is going and all that kind of stuff. And there's so much pork, and a lot of it's Democratic pork. I get it. They saw an opportunity there to bang them up against the wall, and they did. So I really think that, it's unbelievable. We are all backed up against the wall. So nobody knows when they're going anywhere. I don't know about you guys, but my family is totally sick of me and my antics. They just are frustrated. Today I did a dance class and pulled my calf. They finally got me off the couch to do a dance class, the girls, and next thing I know, I'm like, ow, oh, I felt like an old fart. So we are at 4:13. We have a very special guest today. And to stay on my topic of what's happening in the world and how people are helping, because that's really the main thing. How are people helping? And there's a lot of people out there that are shy of resources. Probably the shyest resources of anybody is a musician. Your mother always told you not to date a musician, and there's a reason why, because they don't have any money saved. And while they might be sexy and fun and hot and everything like that, they just, they're going from gig to gig, and it's really hard for them, and it's hard for their families, and it's hard for everybody involved. So fortunately, we have a company out there. I pulled up their website today before I bring our guests in. I'm going to show you what we're talking about. We're talking about Backline. And Backline comes together. It's a resource for musicians and their families and the artists, the crew, the managers, promoters, family, everybody, to help people out. There's been a lot of suicides. There's been a lot of bad stuff happening in the music scene, and there is really no support network. Everybody's kind of out there for themselves. So you either have something built in or you don't. And if you look at the different things that are happening online right now, the stuff like Ben Baruch, what he's doing over there with his management, 1111, they are raising money. They're having shows every night, and people are coming in and they're donating and they're raising money to help the musicians that are out of work. And then on Sofa King and on your streaming show on Facebook, these guys, Travis and Ed Mayer, are creating opportunities for musicians to go up there and people to focus in and be able to give them money to tip them, basically. Throw a little cash in the tip jar every time they hear them play a song or they request songs. Travis Larendine had a video chat yesterday with a woman to help everybody figure out how they can broadcast through Twitch, how to plug your instruments in and how to get people to tune in and what to do and how to get to raise money. And it's just, there's a lot of people being very resourceful out there. The internet's rife. The dance class I did today, you were supposed to tip the guy and send him a little money. My daughter's been sending him some cash every day and shaking her butt out there. Yoga in the morning. It's amazing. My house has become like a gym, a arts and crafts center, a Food Network. Everything is here in all this stuff. So I'm going to Hillary Hillary Gleason, who has started Backline. So everybody say hello to the beautiful Hillary Gleason. Hi. Can I hear you? Uh-oh, hold on. Try me again on the mic. And I'm not hearing your mic. You know what? Call back in, Hillary, and we're going to bring Hillary back in. I will say something about the Be Live software. I've noticed it's a little bit buggy. So I'm going to try something different this week. I think we'll all be, I'm just trying to dial it in. As you guys know, this is show 14, if you've been following along at home. For the past 2 weeks, we've been coming to you. Let's see. We've been coming to you every day at 4:10 for a little 4:20 show. Let's try to bring Hillary back in. Is that working?
Hello.
There we go.
There we go.
So
Hi.
how's it going? How's your quarantine?
Pretty good, actually. I was in New York.
Where are you? Where are you first?
I'm in Portland, Oregon, where I live.
Oh, nice.
I was in New York for the Brothers show at MSG that same week of what I call Cancellation Thursday. So the Brothers were at MSG on Tuesday. Love
That was
Rocks
on March 13th or so, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was kind of racing the clock to get back here out of New York and pick up my dog in Denver. So as soon as I got back to Portland, I've been self-isolated since then. I think it's been over 2 weeks, so I feel good about that. Quarantine's kind of nice. I've been gardening, cooking, like my quarantine is pretty good. I work from home anyway, so
it's good for those of us that work out of the house. I have an office that I use too, but it's just so much easier than if you have to go in with other people because you can actually still work. Are you very busy right now?
Slammed, pretty much.
Are you?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell everybody about what Backline is? Because I know my introduction probably did it half justice.
Your introduction was actually really good. Backline is a mental health and wellness resource for the music industry and our families as well. We launched in October of last year and really just saw the need in our community to have resources that were more easily accessible to people who might be touring or might work at a big agency and just don't have the time or sort of understanding on how to navigate our mental health care system, which for any person out there in America is a hard process already, but one that we found can be a lot harder for the music industry because you're never home. You don't have the 2 days to go find a therapist or whatever that looks like. So we really act as an in-between for the music industry to find services that are tailored to their specific situation. So if you're going on tour or you're home every once in a while, you want to find a video therapist or a therapist who can work with you over the phone, or you want to find a AA, get started on that program and you don't know how to find meetings when you're on tour. We'll kind of navigate all of that stuff with you so that you feel like you've got somebody on the fight with you to get whatever you might need to feel good.
So it's addiction as well as mental health, anything that encompasses mental health. How has your mission changed since coronavirus?
Before coronavirus, we had a lot of people calling, asking to find therapists in their area and see if there was a sliding scale rate that might be available. Now people don't have an income for the next 3+ months at this point. And so really what they're looking for are financial resources to support them. And there are a lot of things that affect your mental health, but your financial health is definitely one of them. I can attest to that. When you're making money, it's a lot easier to feel good and get on top of some of your other things. When you're not making money and you're worried about how you're going to pay rent or support your family next month, you're not looking to start a relationship with a therapist. So we have pivoted to try and see what resources we can provide for free or at a large scale at a low cost, so that people can join a virtual support group on Zoom where you're talking to a therapist and 15 other people in the music industry who are going through the same thing. We have yoga and breath work and all of that stuff coming to you now from a digital platform. And, you know, people are just looking for easily accessible things, but also what we're looking to do now is help people integrate things into their life that will be really helpful when we start work again. So we're going to see another transition when everybody goes back to work after all this time at home with their families. That first
Right.
run of shows, for that first month and a half, we're going to be hitting it super hard, booking as many shows as you can, try to make up for lost time. So if you can work now on a yoga practice or now on a journaling practice, that helps with your mental health, and you can kind of keep it going when you go back on tour. So we are directing everybody to our partner organizations, and we've been with them since we launched in October. You know, Music Cares and Sweet Relief and these COVID relief funds that they're doing are amazing. So we are having people donate to them. We're having people apply for those grants, and really trying to get the word out there that as a collective, all of the organizations that work on mental health are working harder now than ever. And we're working together, and we want to figure out the financial piece as well as the wellness piece, and really support our community together through this, however long I guess it might take.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long time. A lot of these people are not used to being home, you know, for any amount of time. And that's got to be a whole mental thing to get around too. I mean, every
Right.
one of us is dealing with that.
Every one of us is dealing with the relationship issues that bubble to the surface when you're together for longer than a couple, you know, days or weeks.
Hours.
Like, right. So a lot of us appreciate the routine that we've gotten used to. I mean, for me, I haven't been home for this long, and I don't know how long. So I'm really good at traveling. I have my situation down to be on the road and to be at home for this long. It's like, whoa, what do you do? Did 4 hours just go by? Like, I have no sort of bookends to my time. So I think a lot of us are feeling like this is about the opposite of what our lifestyle is like in the music industry.
Yes. Well, I think almost in every industry, nobody's used to being around the house this much. I mean, if you're in the medical field, or you're working, or you're busy, or you're in one of the essential service industries, it's incredible. But most people are not in that kind of business, and we're all sitting around the house looking at each other going, what are we going to eat next? What are we going to drink next?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been kind of crazy. We've hit a new norm. Yeah, it's a weird new norm, at least temporary. And I've really been impressed by what Ben's doing and all these guys, the way they've marshaled the troops and got all these guys performing, and they have schedules up like they're at a festival, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's awesome. And we've seen a lot of our, you know, Backline as an organization, we had a bunch of fundraising events this month that aren't going to happen. And so we've gotten requests from people of like, hey, we're going to move this entire event to be online. And it's been so crazy to watch everyone just shift within a matter of a week. I mean, I know Ben and Dave were working on Live from Out There like the Tuesday before cancellation Thursday. They already knew it was coming, and we're like, have been just grinding on it. So our whole lives look different. Everything that we're working on looks different. It's the craziest shift I've ever felt by far.
And I think the real hard part is we don't know when we're going to be going back. I mean, you know, usually I have something booked, a hotel somewhere, a flight somewhere, a job somewhere. And, you know, I was talking to my friend Alan Scott at Another Planet, and I was like, you know, you guys are the only thing over there. Outside Lands is kind of like the only thing left of summer. I mean, we still don't know what's going to happen with Fish, but you got to assume that a lot of people that are coming are going to tour in June and July eventually are going to be the next round to come off the road. So I think it's really hard. I know it's got to be brutal in places like New Orleans where you have so many musicians. How do you decide? Because a lot of people are musicians. So there's a lot of people. Is it anybody that's a musician can be a member of Backline, or do you have to be a touring musician, or is there some kind of criteria that you go through?
We try to, we have to have some criteria because we get a lot of requests from a lot of people. And I mean, mental health itself is just too big of a issue to take on. So we're trying to take on one particular segment of the population. And for us, that is people who are making 50% or more of their income from music.
Okay.
And so whatever that looks like. But people who are writing songs while they work a full-time job is not quite the same thing, because we're actually hyper focused on the things that happen to us in when you're in the industry, in the grind, potentially touring or booking shows or whatever that looks like. But you're in this economy, which is sometimes cutthroat. It never shuts down until now. It's really intense. And so we have to focus on the people who understand that, so that we can hone our services to be really specific to what they're going through.
Yeah. And it's got to be hard because everybody considers Matt Wilson, check it in. Oh, good.
He's
you can see
on
the comments
board.
on your side. Oh, he's on your board? There.
Yeah.
Hey, Hillary and Jeff. Hello, Matt Wilson in the ATL. Hope everything's safe down there.
We were together at the Brothers show too. So I know he did the same thing of racing home after that.
Oh, and then Love Rocks was the weekend after that, right?
It was 2 days after. So the Brothers was Tuesday and Love Rocks was on Thursday. We had tickets and we were supposed to go, and then we got the word that was like, we're moving this to be a virtual show. And at that point, I bumped my flight to be earlier on Friday. I was kind of giving into the hysteria because that's what it felt like in New York. So I was like, I think, they were like, we'll have a small guest audience for Love Rocks. If you want to come, you can be a part of that. And I was like, I think that ticket should go to someone else. Like, I'm just not feeling it.
You probably would have sat right next to Jackson Brown.
If I had to get coronavirus.
Oh, there you go. Jackson's okay.
I've loved him my whole life. I mean, my dad might even be proud of that story.
Yeah, it could be like people like, hey, who'd you get it from? Well, I got it from Jackson Brown.
He actually, for any Jackson Brown fans out there, he put out a new album recently. It came on my sort of predictive playlist yesterday, and it sounds like it was written about coronavirus, which is why I'm bringing it up. It's called A Little Too Soon to Say. I will post it in the comments here. Jackson Brown's final take on coronavirus, but I think it was recorded and released before this.
Yeah.
Sort of eerie lyrics there from our boy, who I send all of my love and healing to.
So tell folks at home, if they want to help, how they can help Backline.
So you can help in a couple different ways. The first way that you can help is donate. I will drop a link in the Facebook comments there as well, but you can just do it through our website, which is www.backline.care. And you can follow us on social media. You can, that's also at Backline.Care. And then if you are a musician that needs help, or you want to help other musicians get help, you can reach out to us about that. If you are a mental health practitioner or wellness provider, we'd love to hear from you. You can do all of that through our website.
Who are some of your bigger partners?
So when we launched, I actually started a series of conference calls before Backline was an idea, but right after Neil Casal passed away, recognizing I wasn't the only person who thought it was really sad and fucked up that our friend was gone. And so we just started a series of conference calls, and on those conference calls was about everybody that I could think of in the music industry. So Pete Shapiro and Relics have been behind us from day one. Ben and Dave at 1111 have been amazing. The guys at Umphreys, Green Sky, Music Cares, Anders Osborne's nonprofit Send Me a Friend, which does amazing addiction support. We basically had the whole industry behind us when we first launched. A lot of friends from a lot of different organizations and companies, and we feel super supported and like we're really meeting a need, which is the thing that I think was missing. There was a missing link between the music industry and these awesome resources that exist. So we got a question about what types of...
Oh yeah, can you see that?
Yeah.
I'll highlight that.
I'm
curious what types of providers are included with your organization. I'm in school for occupational therapy and see such need for more interdisciplinary partnerships in working for mental health. That's my cousin Carly chirping in right there.
Hey,
Thanks, Carly.
We have a lot of different people in our network, and we're building it every day. We are open to lots of different mediums because some artists actually need occupational therapy or physical therapy to learn how to perform in a certain way that allows their body to feel better, which can have a huge effect, on your health and wellness overall. Carly, send us an email. We accept the whole range of people who just help you feel better. And we have chiropractors and dentists and people who have reached out to us and just said, I love the mission and want to support you. And so we take down where you live, what kind of service you provide. If you're interested in, donating services or doing a sliding rate, or if you want to write an article for our website, we accept things from all different facets of people because it really is a collective effort. And there's a lot of ways to skin a cat. So same thing with mental health, which is not one medium works for everyone. So there's got to be lots of different options and lots of different people out there that even are just willing to have a conversation about what works and what doesn't work. So we're really a collective of people.
So Carly says that she'd love to talk to you more about it. People think OT is just medical side, but it's very holistic. So, I mean, we've had, the reason we started this, we had some tragic losses in our scene, the jam band scene, the world that our musical fandom is. I mean, it kind of sounded kind of crazy, kind of like we're in this cult of people that are more about the music than the spectacle, I guess is the best way to put it. People that love real music, real guys that are going out there to play. I don't know if you saw Stewart, but he was talking about how he was in the police. He was wearing pop outfits, and then he got into Oysterhead and was then just wearing street clothes out on stage. And it was just so foreign to him to go out there and not have some kind of big fancy show up. So we've lost some amazing people from a very real scene where people are really real and really connected. We have an amazing friend group in the scene. And for you to go and collaborate and to get everybody on the same page has been truly inspiring. People want to know if you could put in the comments your Twitter and IG handle, as well as the your website, and I can pop them up here. And it's just, we're at a place where everybody needs help. I mean, I'm ready for freaking therapy, and and I've always been a self-therapeutic kind of guy, using psychedelics and different things to keep me on the straight and narrow. But it's interesting to see what's going on, now. And yes, Shirley, specifically Neil Casal, we all miss him very much. He was a huge talent and a guy who seemed like he had everything. He had total control over his life. He had played an amazing, amazing show at Lock in a week or so before. And it's just, I know it caught everybody off guard, took everybody's breath away on the scene. And we really miss Neil and I think was there one other person, I think, right before Neil?
I'm a big bluegrass fan. We lost Jeff Austin, who is the founding member of Yonder Mountain.
Yes.
So he passed away last June.
Another guy with an incredible personality and larger than life and bubbly and a unifier of people. It just can happen to anybody, no matter how they seem on the outside. So we want to take care of everybody. Here's the information for Hillary: Backline.Care. The IG is Backline.Care, and Backline and she's Hilltops on IG.
I don't tweet, but I'm active on Instagram.
You don't tweet. I like the Twitter. I get a lot of my I got a lot of my information from Twitter, a lot of my news, and I find a lot of the articles that I'm not seeing pop up in the normal press on Twitter. I guess that's good and bad. I have
a Twitter. I pop in occasionally, but I don't tweet.
I had to find another outlet, because what I found was a lot of people that I grew up with and family were big Trump supporters on Facebook. So I went to Twitter to really bash the president without having everybody go, "What are you doing?" Because on Twitter, everybody's going back and forth.
You need another outlet. I feel like that's always the case. You now have a TV show.
Well, it's been so serendipitous the way this all happened. And, you know, I'm going to run with it while I have a captive audience. Everybody's sitting around the house all day. So I'm giving some place for people to come together and unify for a little bit, to hear me gas and to bring on my very resourceful friends. And I appreciate you, and I appreciate you being one of them, and the job you're doing at Backline. I just wanted to share your cause with everybody, because it's really important that we take care of the people that are going to take care of us when we get through this. And that's the musicians. So, and the artists and the managers and their families and everybody that's involved. They're the ones that are going to make us feel good again and make us feel like this is going back to normal. Because I won't feel like it's back to normal till I got some Wookiee backing into me that there is no personal space. I'm used to not being socially distanced at all when I go to a show. You know, people climbing on top of me, trying to look over my back because I'm so tall. I'm sure Hillary's very tall also. So she, you know, you block some views.
Yeah, I got a lot of shoulder taps.
Yeah, so hey, do you mind? Can you sit down? Can you stand in the back? That's the one I
end
hate.
up against the back wall at like every show I go to. Just keep moving back, trying to be polite. I'm like, sure, I'll move behind you, and then by the end, I'm ready to hit the exit first, which is helpful.
Well, what I find is really interesting that it took me a little while to discover was, like, in the middle of the show when I turn around, there's nobody behind me. It's kind of like I have all this area in the back because nobody can see. So they're staying out of the way of the tree. So, but keep up the good work, Hillary.
Thanks.
Thank you for tuning in.
Good
if
to see
anybody
you,
has
buddy.
any questions, and I look forward to seeing you face to face. Hopefully it's some fun show.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe
take care
in Atlantic City.
Yes, I hope so. I'm hoping that stays. I'm hoping stuff in August is left alone.
Me too.
So, fingers crossed.
Bye.
Thanks, Hill. Bye. All right. Hillary Gleason checking in right there. You know, it's amazing when you watch your friends take something and run with it. And she has done an amazing job with Backline. She's connected in the industry. I'm going to put up all her info right there. She's on the Facebook, Backline.Care, the Instagram. You know, if you're in the music industry, and that the criteria there is 50% of your income is coming from, you know, the industry, from the music industry. So I guess that goes for everybody. So I will just cruise through the comments of what's going on. I'll try to keep it a little bit topical, but it's amazing that everybody is in a position to help right now, that we're all just sitting around waiting for someone to give us a call to action, you know? So I think that, you know, if you're in the biz and you want to help her out, that's what it is. And yes, Kelly, I'm enormous. I was about 40 pounds heavier too. And that was kind of what it is, kind of what really feeling it. You know, I have some friends on here that are talking. I saw my friend AZN, Andrea Newsonov, chime in up here somewhere. Oh, there she is. Hello, Andrea. Thank you. Andrea's a very talented photographer. She's out there on the fish scene, and she's been doing some puzzles. And some people say that they got their puzzles today. Andrea, got your puzzle. And I think, let's see, where's your comment here, Kelly? I think I saw another one. There it is. Oh, Kelly. Oh, wait, that was it. Kelly got her puzzle today. So good news. The puzzles are working out. Reba. There's Reba. Sending some love. Did you get your puzzle? Did you get your puzzle? Your puzzle from the light shows at the fish show, which are absolutely incredible. Anyway, the Sunday edition, we are ready for big week. Everybody is battening down. We're all waiting to see what's going to happen. What will he get the masks? The worst thing I saw today was that on February 7th, our supreme leader gave the Chinese people 18 million tons of PPE, masks, robes, everything we need, respirators, to the Chinese. That is the same week he called this a democratic hoax. This is a guy that was informed of this 5 weeks earlier at the beginning of January, and he's still sitting on the information. This is the rant portion. Kalida, AZN. She's on Andrea Newsonov. So you hit me on the you'll find her. You cannot miss her. You cannot miss her. Ah, yes. Yeah, right. The problem with this guy is he cannot really take any blame. He cannot do anything wrong. Nothing is a mistake. Everything's on purpose. There is nothing wrong. And we need the rescue squad. You're right, Shannon. We need the rescue squad. Yes, Michael, he is. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And we were talking, Andy Carota, and we were talking about this, and I told you guys it was all going to go to hell. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable what's happened and how he's just, you know what? I'll tell you one thing. He lives up to the incredibly low expectations I have for him every time. I'm just like, he's not going to do the right thing. This guy is not going to do the right thing. A little white stuff there. Yes, Fitzroy. That's what's happening. He's working at it. And the crazy thing is, because he's on TV every day, thanks, Carly. Because he's on TV every day in front of 18 million people, people are like, he's doing a great job because people are used to reality television. They're used to liking the bad guy. They like the bad guy as good as a good guy, sometimes even more. And if you want to watch a movie that explains it all to you right now, what's going on, it's Mike Judge, who created Beavis and Butthead and Office Space, incredible wit, King of the Hill, Silicon Valley. Mike made a movie, I think it was one of his first movies, called Idiocracy. And what happened was he made a reality star. Like, a guy falls asleep and he wakes up 200 years later, and a reality star is president of the United States. He's outlawed water. Everybody has to drink Gatorade, and they're wondering why the crops won't grow because nobody can water them. And he's the smartest guy in the world. And he was an idiot 200 years ago. Anyway, it's a great movie. It explains what is the problem where we've dumbed down. The smart people are too smart to keep having kids, and the people that are losing control and can't control themselves have thousands of kids. I don't want to say idiots, but if you watch the first 3 minutes of that movie, 4 minutes, it is probably one of the greatest intros of all time. You can find just the intro. It explains everything in the intro of why our country is like it is. Idiocracy. We are living idiocracy. We have a reality star as our president. His hair looked not so good. I believe it. He beats even the lowest expectation. It's true. He's going lower. He's doing things that I didn't even think that I could come up, that you would think of. Like he does something and you're like, wow, really? Really? You're gonna quarantine New York and New Jersey? Are you fucking kidding me? You're an idiot. First of all, you don't have the power to do that. And you have to realize a lot of time this guy talks just because, and he knows it's bullshit when he says it, just to command the entire dialogue of the day. Because everybody's going to be obsessed about New York and New Jersey getting quarantined when he doesn't have the legal standing to do it. And Cuomo knows it. And that's when he heard it. He was like, what? And then finally he's like, yeah, okay, I am going to sue you. Sue everybody. You like my new shades? Lens and Frames. I want to thank my friends at Lens and Frames. I just noticed how great and sexy these shades are. They're so light. Yeah, really nice finish. Lens and Frames. My friend Darren Rosenberg over there. Late of Canaan, he used to give us all great sunglasses. Now he's in the fine eyewear business, and I'll tell you what, that's some fine eyewear there, crystal clear. I can read every comment, and I could see you guys just cursing like Michael McHugh. Fucking idiot. Yes, he is. And Carly, you're right. It's amazing how they can go. But I think that's what keeps us all on our toes, is because we can't think. You couldn't imagine this would get worse. You could not imagine that we were going to real life reality TV show of Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged. Like, we wanted that. You wanted a dysfunctional society, a dystopian society that just wallowed away, where everything just fell apart, where the roads disintegrated, the railroads disintegrated. Am I emotional today? I'm worked up because it's 4:44. I missed my 4:20. So thank you, Haley. If you tuned in early, I was shaking my ass. I'm standing up, so I have a lot more energy than when I was sitting down. I don't know if anybody saw my guitar jam last night. I was playing with myself live on Facebook and live on Instagram. with my lasers and smoke machines. I'm watching all these guys at home, and it's just so dry. You know, nobody's got any toys. I've been buying toys for my band for years. Smoke machines, everything. Dan's Atlas Shrugged is one of his favorite books. It was probably the most frustrating thing I've ever read, because it was just like, oh, I had to put it down. It was almost as uncomfortable as Anne Rice's books about Sleeping Beauty. If you've never read those, that's some very hot reading. But you can only read so much, and you got to put it down and just wait, because you can't wrap your heads around what these people are saying, because it's so foreign that you wouldn't hire the best person to do a job. You know, you wouldn't hire an expert. You'd hire an idiot, a sycophant that'll just sit there and blow smoke up your ass and say yes all day long. So, yes, thank you, Kevin. I was working on my my lights and my smoke. I heard you're doing a little bit better. We've talked. Yes, I'm playing with myself live because I can't have any friends here. So what am I going to do? I want to get it going where I can jam online, and I just need to get my a cord for my DI. So because my new computer doesn't have the plugin I need. Yes, Fitzroy. I can go so much ignoring the stuff and just trying to paint over it and make it, you know, okay. And just like it's another beautiful day. There's no stress. So Vanessa's asked me what my take on Eyes of Darkness is with Dean Koontz. With coronavirus, and my friend Steve Granite sent me a tape today of a Korean TV show where they're talking about coronavirus in 2018. Coronavirus has been a thing. I'm sure somebody's turned a bottle of Lysol around for you in the past week or two and been, oh yeah, look, coronavirus. It takes care of coronavirus. There's 19 kinds of coronavirus. Supposedly there's 8 different strains of this disease going around right now. So it's not really it's not something that's unknown. It's unknown to us because we haven't been dealing with it. And we haven't known about it, but they've known about it. All the fiction writers, like, the Dean Koontz. I mean, this is something that's been talked about for years. I guess Dean was on a roll. Someone told me it was a Stephen King book at first. So I didn't really see that, but I just, the hard thing to know you're not in good hands really is unsettling. To know that the people in charge do not have your best health as a priority. To watch what's happening with the dissemination of the equipment, where someone that has a strong leader like Cuomo will not get the supplies they need, but someone like Florida, with that moron down there, not only got the supplies he asked for, but they sent him twice as much. So think about that. He's doing exactly what he did in Ukraine, what we impeached him on, which at part with Ukraine was just about his election. Nobody's life was at stake when it was about him holding back money from Ukraine because the guy wasn't blowing enough smoke up his ass. But now what's happening is it's affecting American lives. This guy he's leveraging American lives for his ego to make sure people are blowing the proper amount of smoke up his ass. I am very sorry, but shit does not fly. And if it flies for anyone out there that's watching this, we need to have a serious talk. And I don't care if you're related to me or if you're not related to me. The fact that you're going to support someone that doesn't want to see you live, that doesn't care if you die, that you're just another number to him, he would probably rather see you dead. So I'm just so livid, but I'm trying to keep it under control. There's a smile on my face. So, all right, it's 4:50. I've been talking now for about 40 minutes. I want to thank my guest today, Hillary. She's much prettier than Stuart Copeland and has a lot more serious stuff to talk about. But I am going to replay that Stuart Copeland interview tonight at let's say 7:30 Pacific time, for everybody to do a little watch party because it was so good. I know a bunch of people missed it. So if you want to tune in, you can meet me around here around 7:30. We'll have a little watch party on the Facebook. Otherwise, take care of yourselves. We got a big week coming up. So use today to get your energy together, do your shopping, clean your house. I'm sure nobody's cleaned your toilets now for 2 weeks. Keep your toilets clean. Keep yourself clean. Shower every day. Get up. Get out there. And don't go into the parks or beaches because you'll get arrested. I love you all. Take care of yourselves. I'm going to thank Hillary Gleason today. She was a great guest. Backline. If I can find that backline information one more time. Oh, now this is buggy. Oh, God damn. Yeah, Be Live. This could be one of the last days we're using Be Live, folks. I know I recommended it out there to a lot of you, but this is not working for me. There it is. Have a great day, everybody. We'll catch you soon.